Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and right before Thanksgiving, President Joe Biden got some unwelcome news about when his impeachment might start. That's right, his impeachment. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. You know, I don't think Kevin McCarthy was moving towards impeachment when he was House Speaker, but it appears Mike Johnson's full steam ahead with this. And James Comer, he spoke to Newsmax, and he basically said, mark your calendars. We essentially have a time frame for when this impeachment is coming, and let me tell you something. It's perfect. It is perfect. It is what I predicted a year ago. And I don't want to take credit for it, but I did predict it a year ago. And they're doing exactly what I predicted because it makes sense. Let's go ahead and listen to James Comer tell you about it right here.
About his knowledge and involvement.
Excuse me, Congressman, do you really expect Hunter Biden to give you an answer regarding what his father and how his father was involved, given the fact that his father has told the American people, I had nothing to do with his business?
Yeah, I mean, look, Hunter Biden went along with the narrative that his laptop was Russian disinformation, that it wasn't his all along, and now we know he's suing the laptop repair guy for disclosing his laptop. So, the president's son has been all over the board, much like the president, but now he's going to have an opportunity to clear his good name. And if I were Hunter Biden, I would want to come in front of the House Oversight Committee and answer our questions. If he's done nothing wrong, then he can go and defend his good name and live happily ever after.
All right, but Congressman, it's very interesting, Mr. Chairman, I should call you. It's very interesting, though. Don't we have sufficient evidence? We've got people like Devin Archer. We've got people like Tony Bobulinski. We've got emails. We've got photographs. We've got evidence. I mean, as a former prosecutor myself, irrespective of what Hunter says, you've got a clearly prima facie case here.
I think so. I've said that for many months. I think we've produced many smoking guns. There are people in the mainstream media that want to say otherwise, but poll after poll comes out and shows that the American people are keeping up with this investigation, and they realize that something bad is going on here, and the President of the United States has been dishonest with the American people. He's lied at least a dozen times about who he met with and what level of involvement he had in his family's criminal activities. And that's what they are. We're talking about money laundering. We're talking about tax evasion. We're talking about securities fraud. And the list goes on and on and on. So these are very serious crimes that any other American would have already gone to prison over. So really, there are two things that the Congress is going to have to look at here with respect to Biden corruption. First of all is the corruption itself, and secondly is the government cover-up. And the witness that that Jim Jordan subpoenaed, Leslie Wolf, we have a lot of questions for her because her name always pops up anytime there's an obstruction, anytime that we interview a government employee that was supposed to be investigating this, and they say they were told to stand down, all roads lead to Leslie Wolf. So we have a lot of questions for her, and I know Jim Jordan's going to do a very good job in that deposition. But the Bidens will come in front of our committee. We expect them to. If they do not, Congress will hold them accountable. And I think that the evidence is overwhelming. And I know there are two or three moderates that still want to see what the Bidens have to say in their depositions. But at that point, the whole conference will get together and we'll decide how we're going to hold this family accountable for wrongdoing.
Okay. So when it comes to a vote on whether or not you're going to impeach Joe Biden, when do you think that's going to happen?
Well, certainly that'll be probably early spring. The sooner the better. It just depends on when these people come in for the depositions and transcribed interviews. We have about 24 people that we want to hear from, and we're expecting to hear from them in the next 45 days. After we hear from them, hopefully we'll be able to wrap up our job on the Oversight Committee, which was to investigate criminal wrongdoing and issue a report. Then we'll hand it off to the Judiciary Committee.
Right, but when you said you're going to hold them accountable if they make a decision to not come, will you hold them in contempt?
Now, doing it in the spring is perfect. It's perfect because it will run right into the election. And it's not about, listen, Joe Biden is not going to get removed. The Senate's not removing Joe Biden unless some massive massive thing is uncovered. I mean, that you'd have to remove him. It's not going to happen. The impeachment, I think, will happen, but the removal won't happen. But the impeachment trial is what's important here, because it's going to present the evidence of corruption, of dirty dealings to the American people, and the media is going to have to cover it. They're going to have no choice. It's an impeachment. They have to cover it. The American people are going to see it, and the man's poll numbers are collapsing as we speak. So if he remains the Democrat nominee, and that's debatable right now, this is the perfect timing for an impeachment. I want to know what you guys think about it. Please let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.